Good evening, everybody, and welcome in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing just wonderful. How about yourself, buddy?
Doing fantastic on this Sunday night. We are live here at the Lernerville Raceway with the League of Outlaws IMCA style modified series. They're taken to the track tonight. Drivers are working around the raceway for practice laps. Currently, we'll take a look at the lap times of some of the drivers that are out there right now. You'll see those populating on the left-hand side of the screen. Right now, Mr. Jared Murphy in the one machine is at the top of the board with a 16:32. His brother James right behind him at a 16:36. We're currently looking at the 69 machine of Mitchell Menard. He sits ninth on the timing board at a 16:64. Just about 30 or so seconds left before we roll into a quick qualifying session for these drivers. Tim, what's your expectations tonight?
From everything that we've seen at Lernerville in the past, I'm gonna bank on the high side being the side to be late in the going. Uh, but then you got the inside line that loves to just show up if you can drive it right. So I think we'll see our fair share of drivers. Obviously battling it out for each position.
Yeah, I totally agree. As practice session gets wrapped up and qualifying is underway here, we're going to see some drivers heading out on the racetrack for their qualifying effort. We were going to look at 69 machine here of Mitchell Menard as he goes out on the racetrack for his 2 laps. It looks like 6, 7, or 8 other cars are also on the racetrack for their lap times. You'll see as they start completing laps, they'll show on the left-hand side of the screen. As Mitchell crosses the line for his first lap, or so I thought that was his first lap. Across the line that time, he turns a 16:82. Lap 1. Chris Cox just jumps up to the top of the timing chart at a 16:68. Jared Murphy, a 16:71 for him. Mitchell, second lap at 16:97, a little bit slower there on lap 2. 16:98 for Jared on his second lap, so a little slower. Chris Cox is off. Let's take a look at James Murphy here in the 65 machine as he works out a turn 2 and down the back straightaway. Let's see what sort of lap time he puts up here. Across the line there. Top of the board at a 16:65. AJ Hunsinger just came across the line at a 16:67, so really tight at the top. Let's see if lap 2 is any better for James. No, a little slower at a 16:85. I believe Max Miriovsky is about the only car left to take any time. Currently 14th on the board at a 16:98. He goes ahead and heads back to the pit lane. 15 cars have taken the time. And that should do it here for our qualifying session. Any surprises to you on the timing chart, Tim?
No, well, yeah, kinda. I'm a little surprised that Jared Murphy's a little down in the running order, but he's not too far off of quick time, so we'll see what he can do during the races. I'm sure he'll move forward. And then he also got Doyle and Trevor Doyle and a couple others further down the running order.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how that plays out, or if it plays, much of a role at all. We don't have a huge car count tonight. We've got 15, so should split those up into 2 heat races here in about 2 minutes or so, and have a feature race right thereafter. If you're joining in here on the Buckeye Racing Network, as always, we want to welcome you in. Let us know who your favorite driver is, who you're pulling for, or if it's your first time watching here on BRN. Let us know maybe who you think has the race in the bag just a little later on this evening. Just about 50 seconds left of the practice.
On my scorecard here, it says we're going to have we're going to have 2 heats. It just had 3, but it just skipped it. So we're going to have 2 heats.
All right. Sounds good. The first of 2 heats are taking the grid behind the pace truck. Row number 1 is going to be James Murphy in the 65 and Chris Cox in the 515. Row 2 is going to be Jared Murphy in the 1 and Jaden Shahan, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, in the 5 machine. Row number 3 is going to be Donnie Battiest in the 67 and Trevor Williams in the 57. Row 4 is going to be Christian White in the 07 and Joshua Stewart in the 52. Field in the pit lane, waiting to roll out onto the racetrack here. Pace truck begins rolling. Field's going to start rolling behind it. We'll have a couple of quick pace laps, and we'll be underway here in heat number 1. Well, as we've seen here on many a night, that number 65 machine of James Murphy, he's starting here on the pole of heat 1. He's going to be awful tough to pass because, well, I think you almost call him Mr. Consistent here. We'll see if Chris Cox or his brother Jared has anything for him or in this heat race as it unfolds. 8 laps the distance. Everybody will make it to the feature, so this is a quick tune-up race before the 40-lap feature in just a little while. Jaden, thank you for chiming in the chat. Sheehan, appreciate you. Hope I didn't mess it up too bad. Pace truck peeling off. Out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. We're racing here tonight at Lernerville. James Murphy barrels down into turn number 1 with the lead, and side by side right behind is going to be Chris Cox and Jared Murphy as they race into turn number 3. Side by side. Chris Cox looks like he's going to prevail around the outside, move into second. Jared's going to have to slot into third. Battle right behind Jaden Sheehan and Trevor Williams side by side. As the laps are ticking away. Donnie Battius is 6th, Joshua Stewart 7th, Christian White in 8th. That's your 8 cars. Back up front. Chris is not letting James scoot away at all.
Yeah, he's running about a lane higher, just about. James is able to get a better launch out of the corners, but Chris just closes it in on the entry.
Good battle shaping up here for third, just behind him, almost 3 wide as they enter the corners. That's Trevor Williams, Jared Murphy, and Jaden Sheehan. Sheehan way up on the outside trying to run the cushion. Over the banking. Be careful. I think he's going to hold steady without any damage. Yes, he does.
Wow.
Rejoins back in 7th.
Talk about wheeling it.
Absolutely. Good save there from Jaden. Two laps to go. Chris Cox is right there. I'm not sure he's going to be able to work his way around James. James is holding tough on the inside. White flag goes in the air for Heat 1. You can hear just how bumpy it is on the front straightaway. You hear those cars and the RPMs bouncing up and down as they pass by the camera. Out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air. James Murphy wins Heat 1. Chris Cox 2nd. Jared Murphy 3rd. Trevor Williams 4th. Donnie Battius 5th. Jaden Sheehan 6th. Christian White 7th. And Joshua Stewart in 8th. Awesome first heat of the night to get us going. Heat number 2's gridding up. Row number 1 is going to be A.J. Hunsinger in the 33 and Matt Pridgeon in the 14. Row 2 is going to be Bill Miller in the 34 and Derek Darnell in the 86. Row 3 is going to be Mitchell Menard in the 69 and Trevor Doyle in the 024. And 7th place starter is Max Mariofsky in the 19. Field already onto the racetrack behind the pace truck for a couple of quick pace laps. 8 laps the distance. We don't have to worry about any transfers because all drivers will make the feature. A.J. Hunsinger had a good qualifying effort, so that's going to put him on the pole here in this second heat. Let's see if he can keep it there for these 8 laps. Matt Pridgeon on his outside. I think those are new colors for him tonight, Tim.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe I remember him having a blue and yellow car before, but it's a bit different. New little scheme.
Absolutely. And also, we see ESD Performance on A.J. Hunsinger's machine. They are the presenting sponsor tonight here at Lernerville. Out of turn 4 and to the green flag. We're underway in Heat 2. The 34 machine almost with a bit of an issue out of turn 4. He gathers it in, and they are racing through 1 and 2 right now. Hunsinger out to the early advantage. Pridgeon following right behind him. Derek Darnell on the outside. Bill Miller on the inside. That's the battle for 3rd. Oh! Miller just slides up in front of Trevor Doyle as they entered turn 1. But there was enough room and no contact was made.
I just want to point out, look at the difference between, well, I was going to say this, but the difference between the lines that they ran in Heat 1 to Heat 2, they've all moved up in Heat 2. They've all gone a little bit higher as AJ runs the bottom now. And I was just going to point that out.
And Matt Pridgeon's working that outside, and it's working well for him. He's going to have the run out of turn 4 and looking on the outside of AJ as they were entering 1. Real close battle there out of 2. As Pridgeon's going to maybe look to the inside as they go down into turn 1 here. What a battle for the race lead. Battle almost shaping up for 3rd right behind him. Two to go. Derek Darnell 3rd, Bill Miller 4th, Max Mariofsky in 5th, Mitchell Menard 6th, Trevor Doyle in 7th. White flag is in the air one more time around. Can AJ hold on? He enters high, Pridgeon a little lower, closed up the gap out of 2. Pridgeon entering low, gonna try a big slider, not gonna make it work. AJ Hunsinger's gonna take the checkered flag here in Heat 2. Pridgeon's gonna come home second. Derek Darnell third, Bill Miller fourth, Max Mariovsky fifth, Mitchell Menard sixth, and Trevor Doyle in seventh. All right, all 15 drivers are ready to go, and they are currently gridding behind the pace truck for 40 laps here at Lernerville. Row number 1, it's going to be James Murphy in the 65 and AJ Hunsinger in the 33. Row 2, Chris Cox in the 515 and Matt Pridgeon in the 14. Row 3 is going to be Jared Murphy in the 1 and Derek Darnell in the 86. Row 4 is going to be Trevor Williams in the 57 and Bill Miller in the 34. Row 5 is going to be Donnie Battiest in the 67 and Max Mariovsky in the 19. Row 6 is going to be Jaden Sheehan in the 5 and Mitchell Menard in the 69. Row 7 is going to be Christian White in the 07 and Trevor Doyle in the 024. Shotgun starter in the field is going to be Joshua Stewart in the 52.
Just want to say, if you can go up in the blimp camera real quick, just take a notice of, or well, not quite the blimp. Go to the blimp static. Take a look at the differences. You know, you can see the two different lines that they've been running. I just find it amazing that it's already so visually impacted.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the darker areas on the racetrack, especially the middle to high grooves entering turns 1 and turn 3. But yeah, a very unique perspective from high above the Lernerville Raceway here tonight. Field 2x2 in the hands of James and AJ Hunsinger. Pace truck peels off. And we are ready to rock and roll for 40 laps tonight at Lernerville Speedway with the League of Outlaws IMCA style modifieds. Almost 3 wide there out of turn 2 between Chris Cox, AJ Hunsinger, and Matt Pridgeon. Gotta be careful. One up over the banking. That's the 34. Bill Miller. He made some contact with the outside wall. He gathers it back in. He's going to be able to continue, but well behind the rest of the field. Chris Cox able to slot into second. AJ Hunsinger is in third. Matt Pridgeon fourth. Almost 3 wide between Jared Murphy, Derek Darnell, and Trevor Williams. Trevor Williams all the way on the inside. Had to gather that car back in. Going to lose a few spots back to 8th currently. Real tight there with a 67 of Donnie Battiest out of turn 4.
Going back to the Trevor Williams mistake, we've seen cars use the grass here to help rotate that car. I wonder if that's what he was trying to do. Just got a little aggressive with it.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, we've seen time and time again, you know, we're going to look at James Murphy here. He's going to work the bottom, try to save those rear tires as best he can, and just keep as much as a gap back to Chris Cox as possible. As I say that, he works the outside through 3 and 4. Chris ran low. He's been faster than James the past couple of laps, so I have to keep an eye on it. AJ Hunsinger, Matt Pridgeon, Jared Murphy, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all nose to tail. So far, the biggest mover in this feature race is going to be the number 19 car. He's up 3 positions, 10th to 7th so far for Max Mariovsky. Side by side, right ahead, AJ Hunsinger, Matt Pridgeon. Pridgeon on the outside, Hunsinger on the inside. Pridgeon's going to prevail here. Our race leader is encountering a little bit of lap traffic. I believe Joshua Stewart's just ahead of him here. So I have to keep an eye on that and hope everybody makes it around clean. Ooh, maybe a little contact between Hunsinger and Murphy as they exited 4. Look at Trevor Doyle. He's also up 3 spots, same as Max Mariovsky. He's trying to work his way forward here.
Bill Miller, little contact with Menard. Oh no.
Bill Miller's car is broken, I think. Hard impact into the wall. He's going to have to tow back to the pit lane. Not going to bring a yellow out as it was clear as the racetrack. Picking up our race leader, James Murphy. He's working around the outside of Josh Stewart. Josh is going to stay low out of the leader's way. What a kind gesture that is. Let the leaders race their way around on the outside. Chris Cox is now through. Matt Pridgeon's going to work his way around as well. Jared Murphy able to work his way around A.J. Hunsinger. He's now 4th. Hunsinger slots back to 5th. Derek Darnell looking to make a move on A.J. Hunsinger right now. Man, it looks like a lot of the guys, Tim, has really moved up to the top, it looks like. A lot of these drivers.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that works because our leader, James Murphy, is running low in 1 and 2, but running high in 3 and 4. So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make up time doing what they're doing.
It looks like our top 4 is pretty evenly spaced out. It gets a little closer as Hunsinger enters with the left front in the grass, has to slide that car up exiting the turn. But he's got Derek Darnell, Max Mariovsky, Trevor Williams, Donnie Battiest, Jaden Sheehan, and Trevor Doyle all together. So 5th through about 11th is quite a gaggle of race cars. As Trevor Williams is now looking inside of Max Mariovsky entering turn 3. Williams is going to make the pass on Battiest. Or no, he just slid. Contact between Williams and Battiest. Battiest is going to be able to gather it back in, but it looks like the left front is damaged on that race car. I'm not sure he'll be able to continue as the car is not turning through 3 and 4. He might have to tow that car back to the pits. We'll keep an eye on it because the race leaders will be coming. And he does tow back to the pits. And we remain green flag.
I'll tell you what, the last couple laps I've been watching, Chris Cox is faster than James Murphy, by not a lot, but you also have Matt Pridgeon, who's faster than both of them, or was faster than both of them.
And he was that last time by a couple hundredths. So, I mean, our top 3 are running really, really similar lap times. Coming to 16 laps to go. Jared Murphy, also similar lap times to our race leaders as well. Hunsinger has kind of gapped himself from Derek Darnell just a little bit. Trevor Williams, Jaden Sheehan, nose to tail. Now Trevor Doyle is up to 9th, up 5 spots. Christian White, Max Mariovsky, and Mitchell Menard, your last car on the lead lap. Oh my, Mitchell Menard's up over the banking, entering turn 1, trying to get around the lapper. Car going sideways. Let's keep an eye on him The race leaders are working by him right now. He's going to try to get back going and out of everybody else's way, and I think he's going to be able to do that. So we're going to remain green flag.
Well, you know how I was saying that Matt Bridgen and Chris Cox are both faster than James? James has found another gear. He a couple laps ago, he ran about 2/10 faster than both second place of Chris Cox and third place of Matt Bridgen.
Yeah, and he's starting to inch away, almost up to a second once more here. Cross the line this time. Yeah, James and Matt, similar lap times as well as Jared, so. Trevor Doyle, he's still working his way forward now up to P8. He just passed Christian White. He's right on the bumper of Trevor Williams as they go down into turn 1. Trevor hits the outside wall just a little bit. You heard another car get into the wall there as well. Doyle gonna slide up in front of Williams through 3 and 4. Williams with the crossover, trying it. Doyle blinked out at the start-finish line. I think Doyle's gonna prevail on the outside here. So make him up 7 spots to 7th. Jade Sheehan right in front of him is up 5. He's currently in 6th. AJ Hunsinger sitting in 5th. 4th to Jared Murphy. 3rd to Matt Bridgen, who's right behind Chris Cox. And James Murphy slowly increasing that gap. I think we're going to have a battle before it's said and done for second.
Wow, some of these cars are just getting extremely sideways going into 1.
Yeah, you can see how slick, how much rubber's on the racetrack, and the cars are sliding their way into turn 1. AJ Hunsinger's getting a battle now from Jaden Sheehan, and the 5 over the cushion a little bit. They're out of 4. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum and a little bit of time. He's going to have to try to gather it back in to make one final charge to finish in the top 5. He's got to get around AJ Hunsinger to do so.
Bridgen, 3 laps to go. He's looking to the inside now. Just wanting to get a run. Is he going to get it through the exit for B2?
2 laps to go. We're looking at the battle for a second. Bridgen's thinking about it. Murphy's also right there if those 2 cars make any contact. White flag in the air for James Murphy.
Here it comes. Matt Bridgen all the way to the inside. Slides up. No contact. He's got one more shot.
Chris Cox
defends.
at the line. Checkered flag in the air. James Murphy is going to win here tonight at Lernerville. Chris Cox is going to come away with 2nd. Matt Bridgen in 3rd. We'll get to talk to those fellas in just a few minutes after we go through the final results. But awesome battling there for 2nd between Matt Bridgen and Chris Cox. Good clean battling, but hard battling between those 2 drivers. And an awesome victory here for James Murphy in the 65. Going to get our final race results up on the screen for you guys as our top 3 is stopping on the front straightaway for a picture. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, James Murphy, Chris Cox, and Matt Bridgen. 4th is going to get credited to Jared Murphy. 5th, AJ Hunsinger. 6th is going to be Jaden Sheehan. 7th, Trevor Doyle, and our biggest mover of the night, up 7 spots. Trevor Williams in 8th, Max Miriofsky in 9th, Christian White 10th, Mitchell Menard 11th, Joshua Stewart 12th, Derek Darnell in 13th, Donnie Battiest in 14th, and Bill Miller 15th. And without further ado, let's get a word in here with our top 3 as I wait to see him in the waiting room. Try to get a word with Matt Pridgeon first. Hey, Matt, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, man. Well, you come home third tonight. You were battling there at the end with Chris for second. Is there anything you could have done differently to try to pick up one extra spot here tonight?
I probably could have tried to hold on to that slider till turn 3 and 4 on that last lap. Yeah, I felt like I had a little bit more tire than Chris there at the end, but happy to bring it home third. And I wasn't going to try to do too nothing crazy to wreck us. I was, we were all sitting in a good spot. No need of driving like nonsense.
Absolutely, I completely understand, but nonetheless, an awesome third place for you. Tim, you have anything to ask Matt?
Yeah, how scary was it to run that outside?
There was a couple times at the beginning of the race where I thought I was about to go over the edge of 3 and 4, but yeah, it can get a little sketchy up there sometimes. Couple code browns there in that race, but it all worked out.
Absolutely. Well, before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting this race. I'd like to thank AJ for putting this deal on with League of Outlaws. He also made this wrap. It's a copy of my real life car, but he did a great job on it. So I'd like to thank him for that. My friend Talking Dirt, Ryan Williams Talking Dirt on Facebook. So I'd like to thank him too. And congrats to James on his win.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you getting a word in with us, and we'll let you celebrate your third place finish.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You as well. All right, that was Mr. Matt Pridgeon. All right, let's talk to Chris here. We'll pull him up. Hey, Chris, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. You bring it home second. Another solid run for you here tonight at Lernerville. Tell us about it.
Oh, well, just really wasn't sure. I guess I just got lucky really in qualifying. I didn't know what line to run. I guess I just stuck it in on the bottom. I did a couple laps before in practice there, and it was saying when it was fast, but for some reason the car was bogging down. So I just went out there during qualifying and just basically did that, and then ran the top, and well, bottom sticked, and got me rolling off second in heat 1, so that helps.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen here the starting positions playing a really good role in how your heats or the feature fares for you. I mean, we saw also at the end there, Matt was maybe looking to try to get around you for a second. Was he scaring you at all?
Oh, no. I was honestly just more paying attention to what I was doing. I just knew if I paid attention to what I was doing, I really didn't have to worry. Honestly, the only time he worried me is going into 1. I didn't know if he knew I was on his outside, but I gripped up and just drove by him. So.
All right, Tim, you have anything to ask Chris?
Yeah, running the outside line. I asked Matt Bridgen about how sketchy it was to run that outside, but how was it for you? I mean, I've watched you right on the edge.
3 and 4 is the sketchiest because, well, really just that was the line for 3 and 4, and if you just barely overshot it, you're going off, and there's nothing stopping you from just going into that wall down there and for pits. So I was kind of running the car lower than what James did, and it seemed like it worked for me. Just trying to keep my foot, my left side down in the grip.
Oh, good deal, man. Well, before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Hogland Auto Plaza for coming on board. LoO Fabrication, MJC Desktop Fabrications. Get all my 3D printing done by them. Chris Cox Gaming, as you guys know, and that's everybody so far, unless we start picking up more sponsors.
Well, good deal, man. Well, again, congratulations on your second place finish, and we'll let you celebrate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You as well. That was Chris Cox. Now we get to talk to our race winner here at Lernerville, Mr. James Murphy. Hey, James, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Like I said before we got started here tonight, Mr. Consistent. You led all the laps. You ran the bottom when you needed to. You saved tire when you needed to. What a dominant race here at Lernerville.
Yeah, I started out on the bottom right there, and the rate we was going, I didn't think we was gonna have no caution, so I decided to get the biggest lead I could, just in case my tires fell off. And I was looking at the end, and I still slowly pulled away at the end. I guess I was saving tires a little better than everybody else.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, there was a point midway to almost 3/4 of the way through. Tim and I was watching the lap times, and we noticed Chris and Matt slowly inched a little bit closer. And then, like you said, you were able to pull away just from tire savings, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty good when it gets slick like that, and when the tires go away, feel like I'm good with the throttle. So I mean, I knew if I got into a decent sized lead right there, I would have been good.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, you have anything to ask James?
Yeah, man, just the hybrid line. What was your goal with that? And how sketchy? I noticed how sketchy was it in 3 and 4 for you?
Well, I seen in the heat race at the top in 3 and 4 was a good amount better than the bottom, so I had to go up there and try it. And I felt pretty confident up there. I don't think I went off. Was even close to going off any tonight. So I mean, I was pretty confident up top.
Good deal, James. Before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank y'all for broadcasting and League of Outlaws and AJ Hunsinger with the rap and Talking Dirt.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on your victory here. We'll let you celebrate it.
Thank y'all.
That was your race winner, James Murphy. All right. What an event here tonight at Lernerville Speedway with the League of Outlaws IMCA style modifieds. Really good, clean, hard racing. You know, we didn't see anything too crazy. A couple of drivers had some mishaps, but it was off of the racing line and we stayed clean and green. Any closing thoughts from you tonight, Tim?
But man, just a wonderful, wonderful group of racers. You know, we see the same winner each week, but it's not. I shouldn't word it that way. It was a terrible way to word it. But these guys are, you know, anyone can go out there and win. Just the best racers on dirt I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, they go out there, they race clean, they race hard, they put on a good show for us here on the Buckeye Racing Network, and it's always a joy to bring you guys at home the League of Outlaws here on BRN. And that's pretty much going to wrap it up for us here at Lernerville. We do have a big next few nights up on the channel. We're going to be live about 9 o'clock tomorrow with the Regal Promotions Esports Sprint Cars. They're going to be at Kokomo Speedway. So about 9 Eastern. If you all are interested in watching some sprint car action, we'll be live there. And we have the Short Track Rivals Racing Series on Tuesday and on Thursday night. Tuesday nights is the Fix 358 Modifieds. And Thursday nights, the Open Pro Late Model Series. And we'll be live for both of those events at 9 Eastern as well. That's the upcoming schedule here for us on the network. And for all of you watching, we want to appreciate it. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night.